Hey guys, Literary Prepper back again. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about marigolds and why I grow them. So first of all, you can probably hear in the background we've got some thunder and construction and stuff going on, but hopefully that won't interfere too much, and if it starts raining then, you know, never curse the rain. But why do I grow these? Aside from the fact that they are very, very pretty. They come in all sorts of different varieties. These are just the ones that happen to be in flower at the moment that I was able to get that actually looked like flowers rather than some half-dead random specimen. But why do I grow these? Well, for starters, the petal component of these guys is edible. So if you feel like mixing things up and you have some of these in your garden or in your neighbour's garden, then you can steal a couple of these, just cut the petals off and throw them in a salad. If you have chickens, these are actually quite good for chickens. They will change the colour of the eggs, but they're full of all sorts of vitamins and things. Can't remember the name of them, but some of these, you know, big fancy hipster health companies actually sort of take extracts of marigold and turn them into tablets and protein powders and things, so that, you know, you can get all the marigoldy goodness. So that's one reason why I have them. Another reason why I have them is because this is Poppy, by the way. Another reason why I have them is because they are really good for companion planting. So if you have these planted next to other flowers or tomatoes or you know, other bits and pieces, I just have them scattered all throughout the garden because they're pretty, and you know, the bugs will either stay away from them because they don't like the smell, they've got quite a strong smell, or they will eat these instead of the plants that you're actually trying to grow, like your, you know, fruit and veggies, or your salady bits and pieces. So that's just some of the practical use. I've heard that some people do sort of mush them up and try to actually make a spray out of them. That's not something that I'm into. I have a completely different set of organic sprays that I use to try to actually kill little pests on contact, but that I believe would make a fairly decent video. Might actually do that. But another reason why you should keep these guys around as opposed to other flowers that might do a similar sort of job is that when they die, can you see that? When they die, you can just simply, well, open these guys up, and that's just from one flower, just, you know, hundreds and hundreds of little seeds. And well, we'll just get some, take the petals off. So those are marigold seeds. Why am I showing you these? Same reason I'm about to show you this. This is from a plate that I used last night to cut up a tomato, big salad tomato, and it's covered with tomato seeds, as you can see. And I'm not going to wash this. If my friends and family are watching, too bad, so sad, but I'm not going to wash that for a little while. I'm actually going to let those dry out, and then I'm going to, you know, propagate them, because, you know, they're free. Well, not free because I've paid for them, and tomatoes are damn expensive at the moment. But my tomato plants that I have here are not in fruit at the moment, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep the seeds from this. So what do my little tomato seeds and my little marigolds have in common? Well, if you are in a situation where, for whatever reason, we have to wind up growing all of our own stuff, there's no Bunnings or Mitre 10 or whatever your hardware store of choice is down the road, you can't go to like nursery or anything like that, you have to sort of depend on whatever it is that you have to grow and support yourself, then you want to hedge your bets and you want to start growing things that not only are attractive and tasty, but also give off a lot of seeds and are very easy to propagate. So obviously the more seeds something has, the more chances you are of successfully propagating that plant. Things like rosemary. I've never been able to germinate rosemary from seed. So the easiest way to germinate rosemary is if you just make a little nick in the side of like a stick, branch, whatever you want to call it, little thing of rosemary, and just peg it down so that it maintains contact with the ground. Make sure that you keep the water up to it, not too much, because rosemary isn't one for soggy feet, but that's how you can propagate other plants. So play around, do some research. Even if you don't actually have the space to be growing things at this point in time, it's just good to sort of keep in the back of your mind what is easy to propagate, what is not easy to propagate, and yeah, start building up a seed bank. These things really, that's where the seeds are in the plant. I mean, that doesn't take up a lot of space at all, and as I said, there are hundreds of seeds in one. And I think I've just picked off about 100 seeds because I've been busy. I haven't been able to deadhead my plants for a while, so there are a lot of dead flowers on there that, it's a shame, because that means that I've just effectively shortened my plant flowering season, because that's what happens with marigolds. They sort of, if you don't pay attention to them, they shrivel up and die almost out of spite. So I now have a whole heap of marigold seeds that I can plant again. You also, while we're talking about plant propagation, you also need to start getting into the habit of staggering your planting. So if you know that there is something out there like the marigolds that only have a very, in the grand scheme of things, very short flowering life, very short plant life, then every maybe 2 or 3 weeks you grow new ones, because then when the old ones die, then you'll have a backup and a backup and a backup. And when we're talking about some kind of shit hits the fan situation, or an edge of the world as we know it type situation, you will definitely be grateful when you have all of your backups, because if something fails, you don't want to not have anything there. So rules of life and rules of business are very, very similar. You always have a contingency. And with something like many tomato seeds and many marigold seeds, that's contingencies, because for all of these to fail, then something has really badly gone wrong. I think my dog is about to tell me that we're expecting a storm, so I'll leave it at that quick little video for today, guys. But yeah, just have a look around your yard, neighbour's yard, public parks or whatever, not national parks because that's illegal, but see what you can sort of borrow as far as seeds go, or if you know that there are something like a vine that you can easily sort of take a small sort of section of and propagate in a glass of water or something, start playing around, because whilst you can watch videos and read books and do all that kind of stuff, the best way to start learning this stuff is to actually do it. So if you have never gotten involved in gardening, or if you think it's icky and dirty and you don't want to get involved with it, then just, I don't know, just stop playing. You don't have to get dirty, but definitely sort of try to propagate something in some cotton wool or in a glass of water or something, and go from there. See what works, see what doesn't, but learn from experience, not from other people's experience. Alright, so if you've found this useful in any way, feel free to like, share, subscribe. Make sure if you do subscribe, you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you receive all of our regular updates. And I'll talk to you guys later.